Hey folks, John with Complete Technology Solutions, your friend in the computer business. Guys, I want to let you know something about next week. So, you're going to have a video dropping on next Wednesday. I am going to be out of town the entire week. So, if you're emailing me to either pick up weapons or for upgrades or for other questions, just know I will not be able to respond to those until May 7th. That's when I'm actually returning. However, there is a video that is set to drop next Wednesday, and it's a brand new launcher. So I think you guys are going to kick out of that. But today, we're going to try another one. You're not going to believe why I did this one. Here we go. Guys, I am always looking out for options for you guys. And I mean, when it comes down to basic protection and dealing with a launcher for PepperBalls, it boils down to reliability, and there's always a price component there. And I know there's always people that are going to say you get what you pay for. And in some cases, that's true. But you've seen with the HDP 50 or the TR 50 or the HDR 68, any of these, you can actually get a lot of quality jammed into a weapon for not too high of a price. Well, today, we're going to test out the First Strike Roscoe. Now, guys, when I saw this, the first reason I picked it, let me tell you why. These are marketed as a paintball gun. The biggest complaint about them, and I couldn't believe this, was the fact that they fire so hard that they rupture paintballs all the time. And that got me to thinking, that's not a bad problem to have in the world of self-defense. So let's crack this open and take a look at it together here, guys. Great looking box. By the way, you'll note I never open these. I do it with you because I want you to see it with me on the screen. All right, I'll sit up here. You guys ready? Check it out. And I really, truly hope that Stumpy is getting a good shot of this, guys. First of all, guys, seriously, that box is freaking heavy. So I can't wait to get this weapon out here to actually see what it does. So you get an accessories box. Let's see what kind of accessories you get with it. It looks like you get an extra drum. And as you can see, that's 50 caliber, which means, guys, that we're going to be able to fire our rubber steel balls. We're going to be able to fire First Strike balls and conical-shaped rounds, which is really cool. And we should be able to fire the pepper balls, and yes, they actually fit in there perfectly. I knew they would, but I was a little curious to know if it was actually going to fit. So, and we are going to test this with some of those practice pepper balls because I want to see the velocities we're getting out of them. Oh, and wait till you see what we're shooting at. You're going to love that one too. All right, so getting down to the weapon, we are going to need some snippers here. So you've got your basic First Strike guy. This looks like it's a one sheet. And oh, it's a breakaway. Guys, I love this. You've got a break barrel to load that. Okay, that's going to be really, really cool. C02 cartridge goes into the handle, and you're going to twist to puncture. That's not surprising, guys, because remember how this was marketed. However, a twist to puncture is not bad if it is efficiently placed and it's easy to get to. So we're going to take a look at that too. Now, one other thing they do on the back of this, guys, and I want to show this up close. That is a schematic breakdown, an actual teardown of the weapon. How many of you guys out there wish that Umarex would do that, or Byrna would do that, or anybody would do that? Because it lets you identify all the parts and possible upgrade points of this weapon. And at some point, we are going to tear it down. But we'll get to that here in a minute. All right, let's clip this out of here. Oh, I love new launchers, guys. Oh, God dang. Okay, that is all metal. I mean all metal. Guys, look at the look on that, the fit and the finish. Guys, the weight on this thing is crazy, and it is very front heavy. All that weight is up here, so you can feel it kind of pulling down on you right there. But it is immensely heavy. All right, you know what? I've got a TR50 right here, all right? Dude, honestly, compared to that, I mean, that's almost twice as heavy. That is seriously, because it's all metal instead of being plastic, which I think is actually great. But the brake barrel aspect, this is intriguing, guys. So, as you can see, you've got the double trigger safety. You've got a push down button right there that allows you to break the barrel. You guys see that? Let's do that one more time. Push down, break the barrel. Out with the old cylinder, in with the new cylinder, barrel down again, and you're ready to go. That is beautiful. I am loving this, guys, and it appears that it is double action, so you can either single action it or you can double action it. That is amazing, guys. All right, so to load this up here, looks like we're going to pull off one of the handles right here. And your CO2 cartridge is going to go in right here. Now, given that that is punctured at the top, I would use our 1 drop of our Pell gun oil or the marker oil at the tip of this when you mount this in there. Then you're going to snug it up with this, and then about a half a turn, we'll do a puncture on the CO2. At that point, you'll be ready to fire. Guys, this is crazy cool. I can't get over this weight. I mean, that has got to be one of the heaviest launchers we've ever tested. And that includes Byrnas, and it includes salt supply. It is just immense. Also, you've got a Picatinny rail up top as well as one on bottom. So, but for speed loading, I mean, seriously, if you had one of those, you could snap one of those in and speed load that thing quick. So, all right, I got to know how it fires. Let's get back out here to the range real quick, and let's... I got to send a round down range. I want to see what this does in stock form. Here we go. All right, guys, so here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and load up one of our cartridges here. So we're going to open up the back like so. We're going to screw this down. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 1 drop of our marker oil right on the tip. Insert it into the marker. And then tighten this up. Now, guys... So that's snug right there. We're going to go about half a turn. There we go. And that should be punctured. Now, we're going to put our grip back on. Okay, that's just too cool, dude. Seriously, that is too cool. All right. So what we're going to do is first thing we're going to do is we're going to test with some of these practice PepperBalls that I've got in here. They are the standard 50 caliber rounds. And then wait till you see what we're shooting next. You'll get a kick out of this. Check it out. We are ready to go. All right. Let me get my goober glasses on. I'm going to turn on our FPS meter, and we're going to try to get some FPS shots here. By the way, you guys might notice over here, this is what you're seeing right here is a record from, like, you know, an old school record, an LP. We're going to shoot that with some of these PepperBalls if we can through this. I'm not sure where we're going to be aiming. And then if we can't, we're going to shoot them with something else. You'll get a kick out of this. All right, guys, so I'm going to position back up here. We are at our same 25 feet. Let me move this over so it's directly under that light, because that did seem to work better last time. There we go. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take our shot from back here behind it like we did before. Here we go. All right, crossing our fingers, we're going to get a good shot here. There we go. Got an error. All right, doing it again. 290. 262. Is that a 280? 227. 222. And we're out. All right, so not bad, guys. So we had that 290 right at the beginning. And by the way, are you guys seeing this? These are PepperBall rounds, the fake PepperBall rounds, and they blew a hole through the plastic here. You know what? Let's just try something here. Check it out. Pop, down, out with this one, in with this one, ready to go. You got to admit that's a pretty cool loading mechanism. All right, this time, so we know we're going to be in that 290 range. Now, this is not a fresh cartridge, but it's got me curious. Let me get this out of the way. All right, guys, so you see the record over here? So I'm going to see if I can just hit the record here. We're on the same cartridge, but I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to double action fire it. I just love double action firing this thing. Let's see if we can blow some holes through that record. I think we actually did blow some holes through the record. So our first couple of shots, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Bringing it up. All right. So needless to say, it had no trouble blowing gigantic holes right through that record. Then once it passed through the record, it did go into the target. And it did go into the back into the box. So it did puncture through the record. Now, honestly, and I'm going to try one other thing here because I want to see. I've got one extra little pepper ball up here. So we're going to drop it. Here, hang on a second here. All right, so we're going to drop that down. We're going to slide that in. Now, that's going to be right on the next round fired, okay? And I want to get back here, and I want to see. Let's go dead center of his head. Here we go. You guys see it? So, this is an accurate weapon. Honestly, if you're firing pepper balls through this, you know what? Let's go in here and talk. Here we go. Guys, let's talk about the First Strike Roscoe. I figured out what this looks like. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, guys, but if you look at the way this is actually designed, this reminds me of a Schofield 45. You remember you would drop down this in order to change out those drums. That mechanism, guys, is really, really cool to me. I love going to reload these things. I'm going to try something. I got to try it. Not that you'd ever do that. Don't do that. But it is pretty cool how that loads. I wish, honestly, it had a little more power. 290 FPS, we're firing 1.6 gram balls on average, is a little on the low side. So you're probably talking about in the 7.5 to 8 joules. However, if you're using a pepper ball with it, that's fine. I mean, really, honestly, 8 joules is going to break on most surfaces you hit on anyway, unless they're wearing thick padded. But at the end of the day, once again, practice, practice, practice. As far as fit and finish and the weight, guys, this thing feels real. I mean, it feels solid as a rock. It is a lot heavier than a TR-50, but it doesn't fire as hard. Now, granted, it fires as hard out of the box, because it does too. And I don't know what modifications are going to be available for this, but we are going to take a look at it. Based on what I was seeing, you don't have much of a CO2 chamber as such, and not a whole lot to get blocked up here. And one quick release on the valve up here, that might actually be a candidate for another possible upgrade, and I'll be looking at that in a future video. But overall, guys, that is probably one of the craziest feeling weapons I've ever had in here. This, guys, this is just amazing to me. It really is. I love this. If that had that loading mechanism for that, that would be probably one of the sickest things ever. But it's pretty cool, right? But a First Strike Roscoe. Gotta love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was kind of a short one. Next week, we got another one coming up. And then the one that's coming up next week is going to spawn a whole new series of head-to-head. Oh! One more important bit of news. I just got an email from our friends over at PavaShot. And you guys remember the NPDD we did? There's your link right there. Listen, they have a civilian version, and we're going to have one on the channel within the next week or two. Get ready, guys, because I'm going to carry these things. I cannot wait to see it. But in my opinion, this is going to be one of the greatest home protection things ever. So stay tuned for that one. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. I will talk to you on May 7th. But don't miss the video next week. Bye-bye.